Good day, family. I want to give you my testimony of hearing God's voice. That's right, I heard Jesus' voice talk to me. Uh, One of the first interactions with Jesus I had was actually hearing his voice. The dream came much later, but his voice came to me in 2018. A lot of stuff that year was just a remarkable time of getting closer to God and Him coming back into my life. And this is the testimony. I was coming home from work. I was work third shift, and I had gotten in my driveway in the morning around 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was feeling uh, just poor in spirit, brokenhearted about my prayer that I had been praying for many months, over just about a year, and I was just seeking peace and knowledge and just Him just to answer my prayer. And as you wait for these things in your life to be answered, well, you grieve, and I was grieving that day. And I parked the car, I sat in my driveway, and I just stuck out my hands. I just trying to give God something. Hey, I'm out for you. Here I am. I said, I got to hear your voice. I said, tell me something. Talk to me. I need an answer from you. I need some kind of reassurance, some kind of comfort. I'd even take something that you comfort me with, just anything. So I stayed in my car probably 8 to 10 minutes, just sticking my hands out, just dead silence. I mean, I could hear the silence, if that makes any sense. There was just a dead silence. And I said, okay, I'm going to bed because I work third shift. So I go to bed, and the Lord wakes me up with His voice. And He says, I have a gift for you, my son. I woke up. I have a gift for you, my son. And immediately I knew, it's not going to be in my bedroom. What is it? So I thought, my email? Sure enough, it was an email from my attorney about a court date that we had finally gotten. And so during this year of prayer, I actually had to go through some court dates. And so I said, wow, did I hear what I just think I heard? Because you never heard it before. You never heard such a thing before. And you're like, man, I'm so stressed out. I'm hearing things now, you know. But yeah, I had to rethink it. I said, why would He call me His son if it wasn't from God? I have a gift for you, my son. And so I looked at the email from my attorney, had a court date on it. I said, okay, great, we got a court date, I didn't feel so, I still had to go through, somewhat of a procedure and trial there. But I said, okay, well, I'll take that as the gift from you, God. Is this the gift from you? I was thinking, is this the gift? And so I go to court many months later. I mean, it's many months. It's at least 2, 3 months later. And I have victory in the courtroom. And some odd things did happen in the courtroom that I was saying, wow, did they really present me with this? And then they just turned it into nothing. I said, that benefits me greatly. There is no justice in the courtroom. I saw that firsthand, whether it be for me or against me. I was looking at it and I was seeing God in control of the whole courtroom. I mean, it was just us there, me and the opposing party. And I just said, wow, God, you are in control. Yeah. Is there briberies in the courtroom? Sure. If you wonder why you spend $10,000 on a lawyer, maybe some of that is going this way and that way. You don't know where your money, 15,000, 20,000. Court. When you're dealing in the courtroom for a year, you're going to spend over $15,000. But when she presented me some of the evidence that they, were trying to use, it just was so ridiculous that you would say, God, did you turn this into a laughing stock? And back of my head, or he was saying, yeah, I did this for you. I did this because you repented. I did this because you're mine now. I have a gift for you, my son. And it has led me to think about Habakkuk, or Habakkuk, and he was a prophet, and he was a minor prophet. But look what he says here in 1:4. He says, the law is not enforced. There is no justice given in the courts, for the wicked far outnumber the righteous, and bribes and trickery prevail. Man, that's what I saw that day. I saw this firsthand in the courtroom. But I still know what even the most awe part of it was. God was involved in it, because he told me, I have a gift for you. I'll change everything for you because you're mine now. Oh, that's, some of you say, that's not right. Oh God, you're supposed to be justice, fair. He was. I'm his. How much fair can you get? How much you think he's going to do to the wicked who think they're fair, who in worldly eyes say they're fair, but they're wicked and they're not his? He did all that for me because I was here, because I bowed my knee and I said, God, forgive me of my sins. I said it every day almost. I did it when I didn't feel like I was a sinner. I still did it. I still did it because of a lack of the things I could have done for God. I made all kind of excuses to God for me to say, forgive me of my sins. And you know what? That's okay to do that. Say, forgive me, Father. Forgive me for I don't know what I've done today. Forgive me. Man, he loves that stuff because you're humbling yourself. You're humbling yourself. He loves it. He did all that for me that day. And he forewarned me 2 or 3 months before he was going to do it. That means he's control of the past, present, and future if he did that for me. That's my testimony. He said, I have a gift for you, my son. And look, it falls right into the Beatitudes of Matthew 5. Look in the New Testament, Matthew 5. It's the Beatitudes. Some people call it the Beatitudes because that's the kind of attitude you want. The Beatitudes simply is defined as blessed and happy. That's what Beatitudes mean, blessed and happy. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. That's what he said to me. I have a gift for you, my son. I never thought of myself as a peacemaker. But I do say a lot to people, hey, do you know what God says about that? I wonder if that's still defined as a peacemaker. I'm trying to, settle, hey, you're both looking at it wrong. Look at it in God's way, and maybe you'll find common ground why you should stop arguing. So maybe that's one reason why he did call me a son of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Remember, he hates false witnesses. That's even in the 10 Commandments and the things he hates. They're both in the commandments, and the 7 things God hates is a false witness. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. Your reward is like everybody else's? Your reward is great. That means it's bigger. If you think we're all going into heaven equal fold, you're wrong. That's why I tell you, get your kingdom up, get your books up. Be entrusted of what God's given you, and you will inherit great more on your resurrection day. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. So he called me his son, and he'll call you his son too, and he'll call you his daughter if you follow and obey God. all I did was drop my knee, and I did it so often, and I always said, God, forgive me. God, give me a new heart, give me a new mind. And he started feeding me little by little. I started going to preachers on YouTube. I started taking the football channel and putting it over to some of the preachers I saw on television. Okay, I didn't open my Bible up until months later after I was saved. Actually, I was feeding myself something quick. Preachers who have been preaching for years or generations. Some of the guys I listened to were generations. So I wanted to share that with you. And one more thing, my own dad has heard God's voice too. He was up north by the lake in Georgia, and my grandma had been praying for my dad, and my dad has heard his voice, and he said, "Pat, go call your mother," audibly in the air. And I take my dad to be a truthful man, and he's heard his voice. So there's at least two in my family that have heard the voice of God. And he picked up the phone, went to the trailer next door, and he made a phone call to my grandmother and said, "Yeah, God just told me to call you." And my grandmother said, "Well, I just got done praying to God because there's a snow blizzard going on, and I'm worried about you. And I just got done praying." And so God took the message from my grandmother and relayed it audibly to my dad's ear. Whether he had a cell phone or not, I don't know. But that's two things that's happened in my family's life. And so I know mine was audibly that woke me up. I have a gift for you, my son, and here it is. The blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. And you can too if you accept Jesus in your life. And you can be a daughter of Christ as well. Well, I hope this finds somebody well in the understanding, and to know that you can have an experience with God, and he is really right beside us right now. I think that's one of the most heartbreaking things is going to be on Judgment Day, is to realize he really was beside you all the step of the way, seeing and hearing what you've done. And the books were written somehow, some way. And so y'all have a blessed day, and this testimony is true. I did hear that, and I hope somewhere in the comments you can share your experiences with God.